A college dropout learned conversational Spanish in 90 days. A 41-year-old accountant from Ohio taught himself to code and landed a six-figure developer job in under a year. A teenager in Manchester learned to produce professional music in 8 months, with no lessons, no teacher, and no music theory background. None of them were geniuses. None of them had more hours in the day than you do. They just knew something about learning that most people never figure out. And in this video, I'm going to hand that exact thing to you. Stay with me. You watched tutorials for weeks and still couldn't do the thing. You read every article and still felt like a beginner. You put in the hours and still saw the same people lapping you. That's not a talent gap. That's a method gap. And once you close it, everything changes. Here are the 5 steps that actually work. Step 1. Do it badly first. Most people spend weeks preparing to learn before they ever actually learn anything. They find the perfect course. They build the perfect playlist of tutorials. They wait until they feel ready. And readiness never comes. Because readiness isn't a feeling, it's a result. It comes after you've already started, not before. The single fastest way to accelerate your learning is to produce something terrible on day 1. Write the bad paragraph. Record the off-key guitar riff. Write the code that doesn't compile. Speak the language with the wrong accent and the wrong grammar and the wrong everything. Every mistake you make is a roadmap telling you exactly what to learn next. Confusion isn't a sign you're doing it wrong. It's a sign you're actually in the game. And the game is where real learning lives, not in the preparation room. Step 2. Find the 20% that runs the whole engine. Every skill looks enormous from the outside. Intimidating. Endless. Like there's a mountain of things you need to know before you can be any good at any of it. But inside every skill, there's a small set of fundamentals that generate the majority of results. Roughly 20% of what you could possibly practice produces about 80% of what you'll actually need. In guitar, it's a handful of chord shapes and a sense of rhythm. Everything else is decoration. In public speaking, it's clarity of message and the ability to pause. The rest is polish. In writing, it's having one clear idea and cutting every word that isn't carrying its weight. Your first job when learning anything isn't to master the whole subject. It's to identify those core fundamentals and drill them until they're automatic. Until you don't have to think about them anymore. Because once the foundation is locked in, every advanced layer you add on top clicks into place 10 times faster. Most learners skip this step and spend years building on sand. Don't be one of them. Step 3. Shrink the skill until it fits in one session. Here's a mistake that kills progress quietly, without you even noticing it happening. You sit down to practice. And you practice the whole skill at once. Every time. The guitar player runs through the whole song. The language learner tries to hold a full conversation. The programmer builds a full project. In every session, the same weak spots show up. In every session, you move past them to keep the flow going. In every session, those weak spots stay exactly as weak as they were. The fastest learners do the opposite. They break the skill down into its smallest working parts, and they train those parts separately. One session on just the chord transition. One session on just present tense verb conjugations. One session on just the logic of loops. Focused, isolated practice on a single component will develop that component faster than hours of full-skill practice ever will. 1 sharp hour on one small thing beats 3 scattered hours on everything. Every single time. Step 4. Spend your best energy on your worst problem. You already know which part of the skill you avoid. You know the section you skip when you're short on time. The part you rush through so you can get to the stuff you're already comfortable with. The thing that makes you want to close the laptop and do something else. Here's the honest truth about why that happens. Your brain is wired to seek comfort. Practicing what you're already decent at feels productive. It has a reward loop. You feel capable, you feel progress, you feel good. But comfort is not a place where skill grows. It's a place where skill stagnates. The weakest part of your skill isn't just a gap, it's a ceiling. No matter how strong everything else is, the thing you're avoiding caps how far the rest of it can go. Fast learners train their weaknesses with the same intensity that most people save only for their strengths. Make a habit of starting every practice session with the thing that feels hardest. When your focus is sharpest, put it directly on the problem you've been avoiding. That discomfort you feel? That's not a warning. That's where growth actually lives. If this gave you something, share it with someone who needs to hear it right now. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one.